Southpaw is directed by Antoine Fuqua and stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Rachel McAdams, Forrest Whitaker, and 50 Cent. Gyllenhaal is Billy Hope, an undefeated light heavyweight boxing champion who is a brawler. He takes a lot of damage in the ring, a lot, much to the ire of his wife, but also to the realistically the delight of his manager. He is essentially on top of the world, although the damage he takes in the ring is starting to seemingly take its toll. His life then collapses dramatically, though, when he tragically loses his wife, she's killed, and then he loses his daughter to social services. He has to build his life back up from essentially rock bottom with the help of an old school trainer in Tick Wills and fight for his family, fight for his daughter. Now, I'm guessing there's parts, if not all of that sound kind of familiar, and they pretty much should do. This is a really pretty damn generic sporting boxing film. There is nothing in this film that you haven't seen before if you have seen sporting films or boxing films. It is very predictable, and there's no real shocks in this at all. The two things setting it apart a little bit from other films of its nature are the camera work during the fight scenes is actually really good. They use a point of view camera quite a lot to give Billy's point of view in the fights, and it's very hazy. And it really does give that feeling of numbness that he has during the fights because he takes so much damage. It gave you a feeling of at least partially what he is battling against when he is fighting. The second thing is the acting. Everyone is good in this, even 50 Cent to an extent, who didn't remind me at all of Don King. No, the thought never crossed my mind at any point during the film. Promise. But Gyllenhaal is obviously the main star, and his acting is, to be honest, as usual, brilliant. It almost feels unfair to keep highlighting Jake Gyllenhaal in films, but I find it incredibly hard not to. He is, for my money, probably the best actor working today. He is one of about 3, maybe 4 people who, if his name is on a film, I don't even care what the film's about. I'm going to go and watch it. I think he's an absolutely amazing actor. This isn't his best by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think the plot and the script would allow that. Plus, hello, Nightcrawler. But he's still great in it. He still makes you believe in Billy despite the plot and despite the script at times. Even Billy's daughter, Layla, she was actually pretty good. I had a little bit of a problem with her at one point because her character seems to change the personality a bit too dramatically, a bit too quickly at one point. But even that, they kind of resolved and explained to an extent during a really excellent scene between Billy and Layla during his visitation of her, which those two clashed together so well. It was a really, really well done scene, brilliantly acted. Really enjoyed that. This film isn't going to surprise you in any way if you've seen any other film of its type. It's got plenty of cheese to it, but it's an enjoyable ride for a couple of hours. It's enjoyable enough. Gyllenhaal is awesome, as he generally always is, but don't go into this expecting to be shocked in any way because you just won't be. Thank you for listening to my thoughts on the film. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And of course, feel free to like the video or subscribe.